L.
Dude, I really want to go do something with this axe. I just got it, and I feel like I need to chop something down.
Dude, my backyard, we got all kinds of stuff that needs chopped down.
Chop!
All kinds of things.
You're going to get a new toy you want to play with it. Oh, check this out, dude. Hold on.
More toys from Drew.
Yeah, I'm about to get, our other two models of the AP5 came out.
What other two?
The smaller ones. So I've got the 5 3/4 one. It's actually at our friend Royal Ranges. It's at Royal Range right now, waiting for me to come pick it up. But I got a couple other guns I'm waiting on, so I want to pick them up all together. But I got the Gearhead Works. Gearhead Works.
Yeah.
Folding stock for the MP5 for the it's the size of the SP5 from HUK. So I got the side folder that Gearhead makes, which is just like it's basically a copy of the one that H&K puts on their gun.
Yeah.
And then I've already got the compact.
So they make
it fits right on the end.
They make the adapter there too?
Yep. They make the whole hinge piece and everything. It's all metal construction.
Yeah.
The tube, so this is it's metal to here. And then this is polymer back here. And then, of course, the tail hook's made out of metal.
Yeah.
But the HK one's the same thing. The HK one's polymer through here, too.
Gotcha.
But the hinge assembly's all metal. So I think that's going to look freaking sweet on that.
The AP?
The AP5. The AP5P. But,
P for pistol.
Yeah, C.
AP5.
I guess. I don't know. Hell, I don't even know what
pistol.
the P stands for. Because the next one, the one size smaller is an M. What the hell does that stand for?
Mini.
Mini pistol?
Mini.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
AP5 pistol, AP5 mini. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's usually how they go. Yeah.
Thanks for the heads up, Marty.
It's like the Uzis,
Yeah.
The mini Uzi.
Cool. All right, when are we going to get this thing started?
We're started, man. We're started. We're rolling. We are here. We are back with another episode of the Talking Lead podcast, ladies and germs.
For Andrew and Marty, shoot the shit.
That's it. I just wanted to have a nice, natural show. I didn't really want to have anything prepared. Although we are going to be talking hunting blinds to the extent of our knowledge.
Yes, because I will speak upon redneck hunting blinds for as long as it takes.
There you go. And the reason that I wanted to do this was to get you motivated so I can get your ass up here and we can get either one or two blinds done before hunting season opens.
No, I want to really badly. If I haven't been home in the last 3 weekends.
Well, we've all been busy,
Yeah.
We've all been a little busy, but it's been too hot too. It's been too hot.
Oh, it's hot as shit.
Way too hot to get out there and do shit. But I think we could build a lot of it here. We do like in the garage or whatever, get the base started and then carry it out there and then finish the rest. But we've got the materials thanks to our good buddy and listener to the show, Jerry Black. He dropped off some wood materials for us. We got some pallets. We got some what size were those boards?
Those that OSB?
Yeah.
I don't know, full sheets of OSB. I don't know what that size is. I don't know. Remember off the top of my head, but full sheets.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about us building one. I made a post on social medias asking you guys what your ideal blind would be. So we'll go there and we're gonna read some of those as we get into the show here. But first, we got to thank our sponsors, Drew. All the people that make this show possible. We were talking about NRA earlier. And we are going to be at NRA in Houston at the Kel-Tec booth. Kel-Tec is the official lead quarters this year at the 2021 National Rifle Association annual, what do they call it, meetings and convention, something like that?
I think they call it the annual meeting.
Yeah, NRAAM, something like that. But we will be at Kel-Tec's booth, and it's going to be a good time. We've got a lot of cool things planned while we're there. We're going to have a lot of cool interviews, and if you lead heads are going to be there, make sure you come by. I don't have a booth number yet. I need to get that, but we'll be posting it up plenty of times, so if you're going to be there. And, of course, you can just walk around and you'll find us. You'll see Kel-Tec's booth. They usually have a nice big booth there. I think they got.
They usually have one of those flyers that hangs from the ceiling too,
big,
so you can see it from a long ways away.
Yeah, typically that's what they do. And
if I recall, they usually have that.
I think they've got a new broadcasting section to their booth just for me, just for yours truly. How crazy is that?
They really don't know you, do they?
I've really pulled the cover over their eyes, haven't I?
Oh, yeah, man. Good work, Marty.
Thanks, man. Thanks. But we're going to be having some good, cool giveaways. We're going to have some trays from Mission First Tactical. These awesome, they call them dump trays, and that's what they originally were designed for. And we're going to do an EDC Pocket Dump, too, during this show. We haven't done one of those in years. But we're going to do an EDC Pocket Dump, Drew, so get your EDC stuff ready.
You're going to laugh because I'm sitting in my office, but all my EDC is already dumped my talking lead tray.
There you go. That's perfect. So you can put your camera on it. Put your camera on it. But I use these for our armor's tray also. They're really good for when you're out cleaning your guns or doing that next AR or AK build or working on your pistols, putting your parts on here. They're really durable. It's made out of that Boltaron Kydex material. And then the logos that are on these are ink injected. So it's not going to rub off. Those logos aren't going to rub off. And that's from Mission First Tactical. These are Mission First Tactical. So we're going to be giving some of these away. I think we might have some of those tactical business card holders also. I don't have one of those handy. And T-shirts. We'll have T-shirts also. Some custom made from our buddies over at Dip123. Dipstick Dizzy Whizzle.
Dipstick Dizzy Whizzle.
Yeah. Danny and the gang over at Dip123.com. Those will be cool. So, yeah, we're going to have a good time. Kel-Tec sponsoring us there. Go to their website. Check out all their cool rifles and pistols and accessories that they got too. They even have flashlights over there. Talking about EDC, got one of their, I think this is the 43 or something like that. I need to put some new batteries in it, but they're usually a lot brighter than that. Great little pocket EDC flashlights right there from Kel-Tec. And then, of course, Mission First Tactical. Go to missionfirsttactical.com. Use the code LEADHEAD, and you'll get 20% off anything at Mission First Tactical. They've got cool holsters for your guns. For most of your major models, they've got holsters there for your guns in the waistband, out of the waistband. Very cool holsters. They've got magazines, AR-15 magazines. Can you see this, or is it too dark? Is it the light?
I think your lead heads are going to notice the logo.
Okay, I don't know if my lighting is...
That logo is on those magazines.
There you go. There's the logo right there. Nice. But you can get just the regular magazines. They've got windowed magazines. Or you can go and you can tell them if you want a certain logo on there. They'll put it on there. A little extra fee for that, but they can do it. Here's one of the window magazines right here, 30 round. And they've got AR-10 mags now, too. Just started those this year. Very good magazines there. I use those in all my rifles. Andrew's banging around back there doing something.
Yeah.
You looking for some swag that you've got from Mission First?
No, I'm just grabbing my tray, but some of Morgan's crap was laying on it. So
I got you.
I didn't want to show all her stuff, too.
Oh, and also they've got these extenders that are from Terran Tactical. You can get those that fit the Mission First magazine. So I got one on this one. There's one on this magazine also. They've got different colors for the extenders. Mission First
There's
Tactical.
My tray.
And there you go. There's Drew's dump tray. We're gonna go through that here in just a little bit. But check them out, missionfirsttactical.com. Use the code LEADHEAD, and you get 20% off there. And I've got other sponsors we're gonna pitch and promote here later on in the show. But we want to get this show started, Andrew. We want to take care of some jack wagons. Can't do a show without taking care of some jack wagons and honoring some heroes Leadhead Brigade heroes. So Gunny, bring that train in.
Hoorah, Semper Fi, do or die, hold 'em high at 8th and I. It is time for the talking lead jackwagon of the week, so brace yourself, baby.
He's bringing the train in.
Yeah, I hear it.
He's a woohoo. Woo-hoo. So the train has stationed, and jackwagons. We got jackwagons. Who's your jackwagon this week? You got one ready, or you want me to go ahead and do mine first?
Oh, I mean, you know me. I've always got 100 jackwagons.
So let's start off with the ACLU and what their shenanigans that they've done lately. So I don't know if this was like a tweet or a blog or what it was, but supposedly the ACLU claims the Second Amendment is inherently racist and was created to keep Southern slaves under control. Well, that's what they're claiming. It says on Sunday, the ACLU tweeted their take on the right to bear arms, saying, racism is foundational to the Second Amendment and its inclusion in the Bill of Rights. The ACLU's podcast called At Liberty recently featured two guests, Carol Anderson, historian, author of The Second Race and Guns in a Fatally Unequal America, and Charles Howard Candler, who cares? He's professor of African American Studies at Emory University. Isn't that a flight university? I thought they had a great aerospace.
You're thinking of Emory-Riddle.
Emory, yeah, and not Emory.
Yeah, Emory University is a historically black college in Georgia.
Yeah.
Emory-Riddle is an aeronautical school in Florida.
Yes. There you go. Thanks for the clarification there. Anderson claimed both armed and unarmed African Americans are seen as a threat, and anti-blackness, this is in quotes, is at the heart of the matter. She additionally stated that Second Amendment was established as a right to bribe the South to not undermine the Constitution and the U.S. Furthermore, she alleged that Southerners were afraid enslaved Americans would take up arms and destroy the South, and therefore they needed protection for their property. The Daily Caller is what that says.
Well, David Caller needs to go back to school because apparently he doesn't know when the Bill of Rights came out.
Right?
Yeah, the entire United States was involved in slavery in 1776 when the country was founded. But the Second Amendment, I mean, he's obviously way off base and needs to go back to school or read a history book.
Obviously, I mean, they're reaching and they're trying to rewrite history here and what things actually mean and why they were actually formed and created. It says Anderson's sentiments are parroted by the ACLU on their website. The gun violence epidemic continues to spark debate about the Second Amendment and who has the right to bear arms, but often absent in these debates is the intrinsic anti-blackness of the unequal enforcement of gun laws and the relationship between appeals to gun rights and the justification of militia violence. So there's your problem. It's not our right. The Second Amendment right is not racist. The laws are racist.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, the laws are created. I mean, you look at Chicago, you look at the handgun laws there, they're specifically created to disarm the black community. You know how I feel about this, Marty. I could talk for hours about this.
Absolutely.
The Second Amendment's for every American, black, white, male, female, minorities,
however you identify.
Gay, straight, LBGTQ, LMNOP, whatever the hell you are. The Second Amendment's for everybody. The laws that they pass to infringe on our rights are racist.
Yes.
And they have been notoriously racist for many, many years. But especially like the number one that comes out just right to the forefront is Illinois and Chicago's gun laws. They literally passed those laws to disarm the black population.
Yeah.
Especially in the 60s with the Black Panther movement. The Black Panther Party, they armed themselves. They armed themselves to protect themselves from the police and crooked governments as they felt and saw fit. So they passed a bunch of laws basically to make sure that black people couldn't get guns. And the whole culture, they just keep repeating it and repeating it. And people don't realize how racist the gun laws are.
Even today's gun laws that they're trying to pass and strictly they target certain minorities. wealthy, the
communities.
unwealthy, the unwealthy communities,
Poor people,
completely, and that's what I'm getting at. Poor people and white people are poor, black people are poor, Asians are poor.
Yep. That's why they want to
Latinos are poor.
$250 license fees and jump through hoops and do all this stuff because people that don't have a lot of money can't afford it.
Absolutely.
So
but
definitely jackwagons there, Marty.
ACLU, this Anderson guy, Carol or chick, whatever she is, definitely jackwagons. So welcome to the jackwagon train. And I was reading this from Fact Base America, daily, unbiased, and concise news. I'm not familiar with them. FBAnews.org if you want to check them out. I've been listening to Newsmax lately. I like Newsmax. I've been enjoying
the Newsmax.
Newsmax, yeah. You heard of them?
Oh yeah, I've been around for a long time, dude.
Yeah, I think they probably are what Fox, originally started out to be, kind of. But
maybe.
Anywho, that's neither here nor there. So, what about you? You got jackwagon? Did that click?
Man, I don't know about a jackwagon, but I'm telling you what I'm pissed about. And I mean, Joe Biden is a constant jackwagon.
Yeah.
But this mask bullshit.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I'm so over this shit, and now it's like they're bringing it back.
Yeah, they're trying to.
What is wrong with them? It's like now all federal employees have to get vaccinated or wear masks. You got to wear masks in public places. The CDC is the jackwagon of the week because they're saying that everyone should wear masks again.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely, I'm so me, and I would say probably 80% of America is tired of wearing freaking masks.
I would say it's higher than that. I would say it's a lot higher than that.
There's a lot of bleeding heart jackhole liberals out there. So
yeah, but there's not that many, and even them, they don't want to wear masks.
Yeah, they're tired of wearing masks.
They're tired of wearing the mask too.
It's like, dude, we had the COVID, we got the vaccines, we did whatever the hell we chose as individuals to do. Stop with the mask garbage. Just stop with it.
Yeah, and stop with the vaccinations too.
I mean, if you want to get a vaccine, go get vaccinated. But don't tell people they got to get vaccinated.
And don't make it mandatory. I mean, federal employees, they're making it mandatory that they have to get a.
I mean, they're just opening themselves up for so much problem. Like I told somebody, I said, I'll consider getting a vaccine when my doctor will give it to me.
Yeah.
But my doctor won't give it to me because it's not approved by the.
If my doctor is going to recommend it and say it's good, not the government, not Joe Biden, not the CDC.
Even if my doctor told me that I should get it, they won't give it to you
because they don't want to.
You can't get it at a doctor's office. You can't get it at the hospital. You got to go to some government-run, paid-for, off-site facility because.
Hell,
it's not an approved vaccine.
They're setting up tents in Walmart parking lot. You can go get vaccine shots.
They were vaccinating people at the baseball game.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I mean, but you can't get it at your doctor's office.
Can't get it at your doctor. That ought to tell you something right there, right?
Yeah, if you don't believe me, call your doctor and tell them you want to schedule an appointment to get the COVID-19 vaccine, and they'll give you a list of places to go get it. Like the parking lot of a CVS pharmacy.
It's the back alley of.
Yeah, well, I mean, they just know. I mean, if something goes bad and the doctor gives it to you, it's their ass. They're liable for that shit.
Yeah.
Some guy who gets paid, $14 an hour gives it to you in a CVS parking lot. Who the hell are you going to sue?
Joe Biden.
Yeah, exactly. So it's sketchy. Like I said, I've had COVID. I don't really give a shit. But if I would consider possibly getting a vaccine if it was approved and I could get it at my doctor's office, like a smallpox vaccine, or like a tuberculosis vaccine that's been tested and approved.
You know who Phil Valentine is?
Oh yeah, he got the COVID bad.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I just heard that today. So Phil Valentine, for those who don't know, he's a conservative radio host. He's I guess he's syndicated nationally, but he's based out of here in Nashville.
Yeah, he's been around a long time here.
Yeah, and I think he's been around a long time everywhere. But he apparently has he's in critical condition. He's got COVID. That's what they're saying. Let's see what this is right here. Hospitalized radio host Phil Valentine knows he is very sick with COVID-19, says his brother. Phil Valentine, 62, an outspoken vaccine skeptic and radio host at WTN, that's here in Nashville, Remained in critical condition Sunday after they put him on a ventilator today, I think. Almost 2 weeks in the hospital battling COVID-19. What they're calling COVID-19. I mean, who knows what he really has. Let's see, anything important here? They told him to sing. His brother Mark Valentine said he was singing in the critical care unit at the top of his lungs. He sang My Way, the song Frank Sinatra. Now the end is near and regrets I've had few. Singing, they said, may help his lungs clear. Okay, that's why they're doing that.
My guess is it's probably settled in. He got pneumonia.
Yeah. They put him on a ventilator. That's usually not good when they put you on a ventilator.
I don't know.
But he's still, I think relatively he's in pretty good shape for his age. But anyway, I wanted to bring that up. But we'll see how his tune changes if he gets through this and see what he has to say. It'd be interesting to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, it will be interesting.
Yeah. You got any more jack wagons? I don't think I've got any lead head jack wagons submitted. Let me double check here, and make sure. Jack wagon train. Doesn't appear to be any new jack wagons. So let's go to heroes. And my hero this week is Leadhead Corey Brown. Corey sent me an email, and it's a picture of him wearing his classic Talking Lead t-shirt like I've got on right now. And he's at the Smash Up, Crash Up Car Derby, wearing his Leadhead Brigade. Looks like he might be drinking him a cold one, too.
Oh, nice.
And he sent me a little video also of the derby. Let me see if I can find that. And I got to share my screen here, Andrew.
All right, sure, buddy.
Gonna take your beautiful mustache off.
Yeah, it was a good-looking mustache. I'm not gonna lie about it.
Holy shit, that was loud. You can't hear it, but can you see him?
Oh, it's a dirt track. I like it.
Oh yeah. So this is what some of our lead heads do in their spare time. I like to see this. I've actually never been to one of those. I want to go to one. This looks like it might be later on in the derby. They're all banged up pretty bad there.
And I have not been to a demolition derby in a long time.
There's Corey in his shirt right there.
Woo!
So Corey, you are my hero, buddy. Thank you for repping the Leadhead Brigade while you're out and about and living the American life. That's freedom right there, baby. You don't get to watch derbies in China. You don't get to watch derbies in Korea.
I don't know. They might have them in Korea.
I doubt it.
Korea.
I doubt it.
They don't have them in North Korea.
They don't have them in Canada, probably.
Man, that's funny, like the things they don't have in Canada.
My Canadian listeners, I'm just kidding, but you probably
now my brother's coming to visit from Canada, all his Canadian kids, and they want to go to like Krispy Kreme donuts because they don't have Krispy Kreme donuts. You know what biscuits in the can that you like pop open?
Yeah.
And throw like Pillsbury Doughboy biscuits.
Yeah, they make that pie. I love opening them because they just like pop.
Yeah. They don't have those in Canada.
Why?
I don't know.
They don't have canned biscuits?
The most fucked up thing, though, like the absolute most fucked up thing in Canada, Marty, Mountain Dew has no caffeine in it.
What?
No shit, I swear to God.
I
was up there one time crushing dews, and I'm like, man, I'm still just dragging ass. I've had like 3 Mountain Dews. My brother's like, it's because they don't have caffeine in them in Canada. Like, what the hell? What's the point?
Why even have it?
No shit, right?
Oh my God. Is that like all their sodas or just Mountain Dew?
Apparently they have some law where like fruit flavored or colored sodas cannot have caffeine in them. Only like colas.
I don't get it.
Me neither.
I don't get it. That, again, the government stepping in where they don't need to step in.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They keep their hands out of it. I was listening to something today Did you hear what happened downtown Nashville? I don't know if it was last night or night before.
People partying, or
somebody finally fell off one of those party buses.
Oh no! Which one?
I don't know which one.
I hope it wasn't one of my homeboys.
I don't know. You might want to check with them.
I'll have to text him later.
I think dude got pretty messed up, and then the vehicle, whatever it was, ran over him also. So he fell off it.
Shit!
And it ran over him.
Oh, I bet it was one of those monster truck ones that they have.
I don't,
because those things barely have any kind of rail on them.
I don't know, but
it's like a bleacher, like screwed to the side of the truck bed they sit in.
Yeah, but the stupid radio, and this is a conservative radio show too. The stupid radio host, she was like, I'm not big on government intervention on anything, but sometimes it's good for the government to step in and.
That's not the Nashville way, Marty. That's not the Nashville way.
Well, it's not the American way,
We believe in people taking their licks, and if they want to do stupid shit, we let them. We don't give a shit. We let them fall off highway bridges on a scooter. We let them pull a stock tank full of water with chicks in bikinis behind a tractor downtown. We don't care. You can drink a cold beer while you're driving around. Nobody gives a shit here.
Yeah, you would think that these people would, regulate themselves and put safety measures in place themselves just to avoid things like that in lawsuits, because there's going to be a lawsuit from it.
That truck that guy's driving those kids around is probably like registered in the Solomon Islands under some LLC. Good luck suing him.
There's no telling. But no, I heard that, and when she said that, I just wanted to go smack her. I was like, no. It's never a good time for the government to step in and impose their powers that be.
Tell them we can't have a party bus. They can kiss my ass.
Or regulate them, start regulating them. So.
It's not the Nashville way.
So there's another jackwagon right there.
That lady. That
conservative talk show host. She was on WTN too. Maybe she was filling in for Phil Valentine.
We'll have to. If Phil makes it through, we'll have to complain to him about her.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. What about you? Got any heroes?
Oh man, I didn't really think about it before I was working, so I didn't really have much time to do show prep.
You don't work. What are you talking about?
Some days I wish I didn't, buddy. But yeah.
And what about that gymnast? That the U.S. gymnast, was it the gymnast? What does she do? One of them quit.
Simone Biles.
Whoever she is, what does she do?
She's a gymnast. She's like the best gymnastics person ever in history.
And she quit because it's just too stressful. What was it?
I don't know. She had some kind of mental health breakdown. I don't really know much about it, so I ain't gonna comment. I just heard she had some sort of anxiety attack or mental breakdown or something and dropped out. Yeah, I don't know much about it. All I know is I know who she is, and she's like the best gymnast that's ever been.
That's ever been?
No, literally, like she's like greatest of all time, like they say.
So she's the Mike Tyson of gymnasts?
Yeah, she's like the Tom Brady of gymnastics.
The Tom Brady?
Yeah, like them or hate them, they're still the best. Numbers don't lie.
Has she done it that long, or is she brand new?
Yeah, she's done it for a while, and she's like, she has like different like flips and shit that nobody else can do that they actually call the Simone Biles. Like she's invented new gymnastics moves.
Yeah.
She's supposedly, she's like, like they said, the greatest of all time so far.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as why she dropped out, I don't really keep up with that shit.
Couldn't handle the pressure. The pressure.
Well, she's been in the Olympics several times.
Yeah.
So I don't even know if it's the pressure of the Olympics or something else. I don't really know what's up.
Well, let's just do that. What's her name? Simone
Biles.
Wonder how you spell that.
I don't know. Simone, maybe? Might be SY. I don't know.
News. Simone
Biles.
Olympic sponsors praise Simone Biles after withdrawal. I believe before she tweeted, thank you for showing the depth. Okay. Earlier this week is announced that Biles decided to no longer compete in the Olympic Games as a member of the U.S. women's gymnastics team due to having struggles with her mental illness. Okay. Well, I can get that.
So what it says here, and this is off of
showed NBC that her struggles were more mental and were just dealing with a couple of things internally. Whenever you get in high stress situation, you kind of freak out. I have to focus on my mental health and not jeopardize my health and well-being. It just sucks when you're fighting with your own head. Gotcha.
So apparently they call it the twisties, and it's something that happens in gymnasts.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm reading an article right now. Frightening predicament. They say it's similar to something they also nicknamed the yips.
That golfers get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's basically she's there when they spin through the air.
Uh-huh.
She can't regain her balance after she was spinning through the air, and I think it must have put her into some sort of anxiety attack or something.
I got you.
But I mean, like I said.
Yep. Well, I mean, that's a smart decision.
People.
That is a smart decision. Yeah.
You know what? She's already got gold medals, and now she's letting some of the other ladies on our women's Olympic gymnastics team shine.
Very good. Fill in the gaps. You and I have never been to that level of stress where you got that kind of weight on your shoulders, especially with the Olympics.
Yeah, I know.
I'd
just punch somebody if I got that stressed out.
That's probably why she quit. She's probably ready to punch somebody. So
she's probably ready to punch one of them Russian illegal gymnasts that ain't supposed to be there.
Right? That's a man. It's actually a man.
Oh, who knows? No, the Russians got banned from the Olympics for cheating.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So all the Russian athletes started the ROC and are all competing anyway. And they're still funded by the freaking Russians, and they're still all cheating. But the Olympics let them do it anyway.
They just went under a different country.
There's a jackwagon for you, the Tokyo Olympic Committee.
Yeah, absolutely.
All the jackassery that's been going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole place is full of jackwagons.
Well,
see the guy that walked out onto the course while the guy was riding his bike?
No.
One of the officials was just aimlessly wandering around and walks right across the bicycle course during the BMX freestyle event.
Yeah.
And dude just hits him with his bike, flies off his bike, busts his knee up.
What was he carrying, the lunch for the judges across? Or
the video, it looks like he just doesn't know where he is. He looks like he's lost.
Was it Uber Eats delivering?
Yeah, it might have been. I don't know. It's literally. No,
who's got the pizza?
Olympic.
Who's got the pizza?
No, he was an Olympic official in charge at the event.
No.
Part of the event. He was one of the officials.
Maybe he should.
And he just was.
The stress is too much for him too.
I don't know, man.
But
Japanese people are weird.
Anyway,
He'd had too much sake or something.
Simone Biles, hope she gets better and makes a comeback.
Yep.
So that's it. I don't have any more heroes at the moment. I did have another jackwagon, but I lost.
Well, you know what? Let's talk about Olympic heroes. That's not a bad one. We won some Olympic gold in shooting.
Well, okay, so you're up on. I haven't watched any of the Olympics at all. I just don't care.
I just watched the shooting events, and then I saw that news story because the video was so funny of the guy getting hit with the bike.
I don't like the Summer Olympics. I like Winter Olympics. I get into those, but I don't really care much about the summer stuff.
We've actually met this dude that won, Marty.
Okay, who is he?
I can't remember his name. Hold on. It's a trap. It's a trap shooting. Oh, well, I cannot remember. His name is totally skipping out. And Marino, no, let's show the Americans, please.
Called track shooting?
Vincent Hancock. Trap. TRAP.
Oh, trap.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Vincent Hancock.
Army First Lieutenant sets Olympic record to win gold in skeet shooting competition.
Yep.
This is U.S. Olympian and Army First Lieutenant Amber English took home the gold and set a new record.
In the women's, yeah.
In the women's skeet shooting competition. English, who is in the Army marksmanship unit, hit 56 of her 60 shots, including 28 of her final 30 targets on Monday. United States Vincent Hancock also earned gold in the men's skeet final.
Yeah. Skeet, sorry, I was saying trap. It was skeet. Sorry about that. But we also won gold in the 10-meter air rifle. Finally broke the Chinese winning streak, and so we won. Young guy too. Look, I can't remember his name, but he was pretty young, maybe 19.
Was it 22 Plinkster? They should have trick shooting as an Olympic sport. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That would be cool.
But,
like they had on Top Shot, where they have the big bar set up with all the different targets, and you pick your target and the distance and how you shoot it.
Yeah.
And call your shot.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
God, I love that show, man. I wish they'd bring that freaking show back.
I know.
That show is so good.
We should bring Top Shot back. We should do it.
We should do it. I'm down.
I would like that.
Got to find a network.
I was trying to, back when we were doing the American Hunting Challenge.
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of like Top Shot, but that never took off. Oh, well.
Yeah, it happens.
But yeah, to our Olympians, all the Olympians, they're heroes. They all get a ride on Lead Force One. Support your local,
especially them gold medal shooting event guys and gals.
Yes, because that's the 2A in action right there, baby.
Keeping the shooting sports at the forefront.
Rob would tell you that failing to prepare is preparing to fail. He's not a prepper, but survival skills, personal preparedness, and self-sufficiency are important skill sets in his book. His firearm of choice, the Kel-Tec RDB Survival, says a lot about him. This great compact bullpup rifle fits in a pack and tight spaces when he feels like bugging out. Unlike ordinary bullpups, the RDBS rifle redefines the concept of platform, offering a traditional rifle grip, balance, crisp trigger, and an adjustable buttstock. The RDB Survival delivers 5.56 ballistic performance in a compact package weighing 5 pounds 14 ounces. It has a patented downward ejection that allows for complete ambidextrous use with an intuitive safety and reversible charging handle. It's a get you there, never let you down kind of rifle. Innovation, performance, Kel-Tec.
All right, speaking of shooting sports, we're getting ready for hunting season this year, Drew.
Oh yeah.
And we got some plots to lay out. We've got some blinds to build. We got some trees to cut, some branches to trim,
stands to hang. Oh yeah.
But I was
all this stuff.
I was enlisting the help of our lead heads because I wanted to get some ideas because you and I are going to build a couple of blinds, and I don't know if we're going to do elevated, or we're going to do ground, how we're going to do it. But I just kind of wanted to talk, just a little bit about the different kind of blinds there are and benefits of doing certain things, not doing certain things to a blind, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, I guess the first thing, the two biggest deals, you got ground blinds and elevated blinds, or stands, whatever you want to call it, deer blind, deer stand, whatever term they use in the area you're from. So those are the big difference, and definitely check with your local laws because there are some states that require you to only hunt from an elevated blind with a rifle. So there are areas where you can not hunt from a ground blind. So just make sure, when you're building yourself a blind, you check your local regulations and make sure you're not building a ground blind when it's not legal.
And what type of land you're hunting on. So if you're hunting on public land, government land, whatever it may be, they've all got different rules and regulations also versus private land. We're going to be hunting on private land, so.
Yeah. And in Tennessee, we can hunt from ground blinds or elevated blinds. So there's no rules we have to worry about here in Tennessee.
And the different game that you're hunting require different type blinds as well.
Absolutely.
So I think mainly what we're going to be talking about are deer hunting blinds.
Yeah, for sure.
There are the waterfowl, the duck blinds and all those, and I'm not real familiar with those, so I don't have a lot to add to those as far as the information or comments go. But some of you lead heads might. Maybe we'll do a show on that. We'll get an expert on here, and we'll talk about duck blinds and stuff like that. But
I know the duck blinds are cold and wet, and I don't like them.
Cold, wet, and muddy.
And wet, and I don't like
moldy.
No, I've been in some really nice $high rich people ones that are pretty dope.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and that's the
like
thing.
Heaters and kitchens in them and shit down on the Mississippi. It's nice.
Yeah, deer blinds too. I've been in blinds.
Oh yeah.
People have ovens and all kinds of stuff in them.
Oh, I've made some pretty nice ones over the years.
So let's talk about the different materials and kind of what would be a good material. And I guess it depends on what part of the country you live in too, because everybody's got different weather, and what works in Tennessee is probably not going to work in Montana.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I mean, when you start talking about deer stands and deer blinds, obviously the biggest one I already talked about was whether it's elevated or ground. The second thing is, what are you hunting for and what are you hunting with? A stand or a blind that you're going to use for bow hunting is very different than one you're going to use for gun hunting.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have to have an open blind to archery hunt from. Well, at least with a regular bow. Like a crossbow is a little bit different story, but with a regular bow, you're going to have a mostly open blind to be able to maneuver the bow around and use it.
Yeah. And you're going to have a lot more room with that draw
Yeah.
as you're drawing back, so it's going to have to be probably a little bit wider, a little bit bigger than a
absolutely. And I mean,
rifle.
just open front. So I prefer, as Marty knows, I like the 15-foot, pretty standard 15-foot ladder stands. They're usually made out of steel or aluminum. I don't know, something just went blank.
I'm sharing my screen.
Oh, okay. Steel and aluminum, and fairly inexpensive. So, you don't have to put a lot of money in them. You get them on sale for, 60, 70, $80.
You're just talking about a stand, a deer stand.
Yeah.
It's not covered. It's just got a seat and it's open.
Yeah.
Kind of
so
thing.
if you're archery hunting, that's the type of thing you're going to be in. There are a lot of pop-up ground blinds for archery hunting that are a little bit different.
Be kind of like this
shoot
one right
through
here.
windows. Yeah, there's a little pop-up line there.
That's similar
We
to
use
what
one
you got.
very similar to that. Yeah, got a couple. Got one like that and a couple more dome-shaped ones that we use.
Talk about just easy peasy, Sunday breezy. These little things are so easy to pop up and move around, and you can put a little heater in there. You can put, everything you need inside, and there's plenty of room inside one of these too. You probably get 3 people in there just fine.
Oh yeah.
But like you said, for archery, that's going to be plenty of room for you. Something about that size right there.
Yep, for sure. And especially if you're hunting with a crossbow, it's really that's perfectly good.
Yeah.
And then most of your compound bows. Obviously, if you're doing a long bow, that's not going to work. But yeah, pop-up blinds are great. Typically, just made out of nylon, fiberglass poles. Some of them are pop-ups, like you twist them up and you unzip it and it just pops right up.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them you got to put stake like that right there. I have one like that. That's a pop-up. Very simple, very easy to use, very easy to move around. So yeah, I think I had that exact same one actually.
Yeah, I think that is the one you
I have 2 of them just like that. But yeah, so those are great. Those are great for just popping up, putting on the edge of a field, in a tree line, backed up to some cover. Those are great. If where you're hunting, ground blinds work and are a good option. You can also turkey hunt out of those.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of turkey hunting out of pop-up ground blinds.
Definitely. I was looking for another pop-up, see if there was another different style.
Mostly they both look like that. They're the square type or that like round pop-up for the most part.
Dome kind of looking. Yeah, there's a kind of squarish, a little bit taller maybe.
Yeah. So if you guys listen on the podcast, some of them are kind of a square shape, and you unpack them and you pop them out and you put them up more or less like a tent. Others are more of a dome shape, and they roll up, and then when you unzip them out of their case, you just kind of shake them and they pop up. I'm sure y'all have seen stuff like that.
Genius figured out how to fold those things. And
how to put spring steel inside there and make them pop up automatically.
Yeah.
So that's the 2 different types we're talking about.
There's like a TP style right there.
Yeah. But typically they all have, windows on all 4 sides, usually a little door that zips closed. They typically, most of them come with like a see-through mesh cover for the window. So you can move around inside of it without spooking any game, as long as you're not making noise.
Yeah.
There's a cool one. There's one that looks like a big giant round bale of hay. One of my buddies has one of those. Yeah. That simulates a round bale that just sits out in the field. This is big for hunters out west.
Yeah, bird hunting, definitely.
Yeah, but like guys that hunt deer, antelope, deer, mule deer, stuff like that out west in that flat areas, a lot of those round bale blinds are pretty popular out that way.
Yeah, it looks like a covered wagon you'd see in the Old West.
It looks just like a giant.
But
everybody's familiar
it's
with hay
camoed
bales.
it's camoed like a bale of hay.
Yeah.
Big old round bale of hay.
Yeah, they're cool.
It's got the windows there, and I'm sure there's 15 different kinds of these, probably more than that.
And now, if you guys want to just straight up buy one, I mean, you can. Those type of blinds can go like the pop up blinds. I mean, you get those. You can get good deals on those when they're running specials.
For $60 sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, $50 to $300, $400, depending on what you want. And then the big blinds, you can spend anywhere from $50 to $5,000 on one of these blinds. If you just want to buy one, don't want to mess with it, and put it up. There's tons of great.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's
market.
out there. You can buy your blinds. The commercial ones. Really nice ones. And when I went to that hog hunt in with the Sheepdog Impact Assistance, got a picture of mine right here. They had these commercial ones all over the product. They probably had 10 or 15 of these set up all over. You could get 5 people inside that big old thing very easily.
Now, was that one plastic, or was it like one of those ones made out of tin?
That's metal.
Metal, yeah, those are nice.
It was metal, and then it had carpet on the inside. And the walls were lined to cut down on the sound, the noise, to keep them quiet. But these are permanent. These are permanent ones, and they've got a feeder that's set out there at a distance. Let's see if I got a picture of that feeder. So there's the inside of it. You can see inside. It had the windows, and they have the little office chairs.
You look super gay in that picture.
Oh yeah, I look great. You're just jealous. Of course, the cows will come up and rub on it and make a bunch of damn noise. There's the feeder, so that you can see how far the feeder was out from that. There's a deer right there. But they had like a feeder here, and then there was another feeder like over this direction somewhere. So you had several shooting lanes from these blinds, and they had them strategic throughout the whole property while we were there. But that's just an example of, and those were probably $5,000 each at least. I would say those things are
because they're sat. People who can't see them,
they're
on top of a 10-foot tall, basically scaffolding. More for lack of a better word, it's a 10-foot tall scaffold, and they set the boxes on top of it. With the scaffolding on it, or the ladder, or whatever you want to call it, that they sit on top of, they can get pretty expensive.
The stand itself. Just the box itself was probably $5,000.
So there's all kinds of stuff you can buy, but let's talk about building your own, Marty.
And that's what we want to talk about, is building your own. There's some more great shots there.
Growing up in North Carolina, where I'm from, back then you couldn't hunt from ground blinds. You could only hunt from, you had to be elevated at least 10 feet off the ground to whitetail hunt with a rifle. So being broke kids, we didn't have a lot of money, so we built a lot of blinds or tree stands. And more or less we just built them when we were little. We just built them like tree houses. We just find us a good tree and nail it up, and there we go. Put some walls on it and a roof on it and let it ride. As we got older, we started making some, a lot nicer ones.
Right.
We started getting some carpentry skills.
Getting a little money, little experience.
Yeah, exactly. Start having some tools, start learning how to use them. In our 20s, we also, as you start getting older, you want a little more comfort when you're sitting out in the cold. So we had, bathrooms in them, heaters in them, all kinds of stuff, just to make them comfortable for like an all day sit when it starts getting cold.
Right.
But, so I guess, first things first, let's talk about where do you put one of these things. So an elevated ground blind, you're going to want to put it in an area that you can get your eyes on the most area around you. So the largest, area of shootability, I guess it's not a word, but I'm going to use it anyway.
You just made it up here on the show.
Yeah. When you look out of that blind, you want to see how much area if a deer were to walk out, can you shoot? And that's kind of one of the big things that I look at when I'm trying to decide where to build one of these. And then,
but
you
even
know,
before that,
Yeah.
you want to find signs of a deer. You want to know that there are deer
Oh
around.
yeah,
So that's the thing is, you find a hot spot where, you got 2 or 3 good little hot spots, and then you set this up, and like you said, then you've got the ability to, 260, whatever, 360, whatever you get out of your blind, you got to decide how you want to build that as to your field of view that you want.
yeah. You just want to maximize your field of view. That's key, is to maximize your field of view,
Yeah.
and make sure that where you're putting it, the field of view and your field of fire is going in a safe direction. So even though you're elevated and you're shooting down, you still want to make sure that where you're sending those rounds is a safe direction.
Yeah.
Then
Safety
go
first.
at it.
Always safety first.
Yeah. So the other thing that I always tell people is, obviously build what you can afford. Doesn't have to be fancy. I've literally hunted off 3 2x4s nailed into a tree, and I sat on them with my legs hanging off, and I've killed plenty of deer that way.
Yeah.
So, don't think you got to spend a ton of money to be able to get out there and hunt and, harvest some animals. You don't. But if you want to spend some time and you've got a little money and you want to be comfortable, more comfortable, you can definitely do it. There's a lot of cool little things to do, little tricks and whatnot.
Yeah, and that gets into some materials that can use, and you can repurpose things to use as your hunting.
Absolutely, we're going to
blind
be
is
repurposing some wood pallets and some
tin
old
roof
OSB.
and some tin roof
Yep, and some old tin roof. We're going to use that for the roofs.
from the house, and I think there's some windows in there too. We might be able to use. I don't know.
Yeah, there were some old windows back in the barn.
Yeah,
So, but we're going to be doing ours on a budget, but we're going to try to make it as comfortable as possible, while still keeping it fairly inexpensive, because we want to build several of them. That's my next key.
Yeah.
If you can only afford to build one blind and you only got one spot to hunt and you're only going to be putting one up, that's fine. If you've got an area like we're lucky enough to have out at Marty's place, you want to have several blinds because of conditions. You want to have, a couple different ones put up for different wind conditions. One day you might go out to hunt and the wind's blowing the opposite direction than it was the day before, and the blind you're hunting in is not going to be good for that, because the stand you're going to be hunting in is going to be with your back to the wind instead of with your face to the wind.
Yeah, the direction that it's facing, that that we're ideally facing, because deer are going to wind with the wind. So.
Yeah, and they're going to scent you.
Possibly, and that's what we're going to get into also, is talking about airtight. Making them as airtight as possible so that as little scent as possible is detected.
Yeah.
So that's part of building your blind, strategy and building your blind also.
But I'm an old school hunter, and that is important, and scent control and all that stuff is very important, especially in archery hunting. But the most important thing, and you talk to anybody who hunts or does it, well, or done it for a long time, is wind direction. And no matter how good you think you've got your scent under control, if the wind's at your back, blowing straight into a deer's nose 30 yards in front of you, you're not going to get that deer. He's going to spook and run. So wind direction is important in hunting regardless. Now, if you're in a fully enclosed blind, it's not necessarily as bad, and there's a lot of cover scents you can do too. But that's for a whole nother show, Marty. Let's just talk about blinds.
Again, it's a consideration in how tight
you design
the
it.
blind is, and how you design it. Absolutely.
Yeah. I'll kind of talk real quick, just kind of a basic design that I've used a bunch of times. That's really simple to build and doesn't take a lot of material. And you can make it bigger, smaller, however you want. If you want 2 people to be able to fit in there, 3 people to be able to fit in there, always be cautious about how much weight you're putting in one of these, depending on how you have it, especially if it's elevated.
Right.
If you want to be real careful, but basically I built a square platform with 4 walls and an angled roof. I don't put a steep pitch on the roof, maybe 20 degrees, just enough to get the water to run off, and leave excess roofing material around all 4 edges.
And when you say roofing material, what do you mean?
Whatever you're going to use for the roof. If you're going to, frame the roof out and put tin on it, or if you're just going to use, a sheet of plywood and run tar paper and shingles on it, if you're going to hang a tarp over it, whatever you want to do to keep the water out, rain out, the snow out, just make sure that you have a lip. The roof hangs over the side, the walls, because when you have those windows open or cut open, you want to make sure the rain's not just blowing in on you.
Yeah.
So what I do is
to your roof, definitely.
Yep. And then I usually leave between the roof and the wall. I usually leave probably about 14 to 16 inches gap between the wall and the roof, all the way around except for the back where I'm going to put the door. And then I take the scrap pieces or the pieces I've trimmed off my plywood, and I make 4 doors or 3 window covers, more or less. Basically, I just take hinges and half blocks and make them to where they fold to the inside, not to the outside. So you can open and close on 3 sides. And, it's pretty simple. It's pretty basic. It doesn't require a lot of materials.
Do you typically go 4x4, 5x5? Do you keep it even, or do you do longer?
So what I typically do is I look at my material and try to maximize my material. So if I've got a stack of 8-foot 2x4s, then I'm going to make each side 4 foot. Just so I'm not, having little scraps of 2x4 left over. If I've got 10-foot 2x4s, then I'll make it 5 foot. Just whatever you got, whatever's in your budget.
Right.
Just remember, if you want 2 people to fit in there, you're probably going to want to be more closer to the 4 or 5 foot.
Ideally, though, for one person, probably 4x4 is probably the smallest you want, isn't it?
Yeah. You wouldn't want to make it any smaller than that.
Yeah.
But 6x6, and you don't have to make it a perfect square. You can make it a rectangle if you choose. So you got, a couple 10-foot 2x4s and a couple 8-foot 2x4s, and you want to make it 5x4, make it 5x4, make it 6x6. Make it 10 by 8. It doesn't really matter. You're just making a box. It's very simple. Doesn't require a lot of skill. Doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be exact. You can, my biggest thing is when I finish it, I get a can of Great Stuff. If you're not familiar with Great Stuff, it's expandable foam. And I just take it and spray it in all the gaps to make it real simple and easy.
What's it called?
Great Stuff.
Just Great?
Great. Great. Great Stuff. It's that expandable foam spray.
I'm going to pull it up here.
That you like to fill in like cracks around your plumbing or whatever.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. It's not expensive. It's cheap. 3M makes it, I'm pretty sure. But it just comes in like a spray can. And you can use that to fill in any gaps on the inside. For me, I typically paint the insides black, and sometimes I just paint the outside black. Some people will spray paint them camo, brush paint them camo, will hang burlap on them. There's whatever you want to do to camouflage it is fine. Deer do not see color.
Do they smell paint though?
Yeah, but it's going to dissipate. It's not going to always smell like paint.
Yeah.
And eventually it'll just be a normal smell to the area because that stand is going to stay there permanent. They'll get used to the smell. They'll get used to it being there.
Yeah.
It won't.
Which brings up another good point is that you want to build this before, well before.
Spring or summer. Yeah.
Spring or summer. That way they do get used to it, seeing it out there.
Yeah, you don't want to be running around in the beginning of September building tree stands and blinds.
Yeah.
Because you're way behind the mark already at that point.
Right.
So, you're better off probably just getting a climber or, metal ladder stand and putting it out there.
Or building a natural blind.
Build a square box. It's like I said, it's nothing hard. If you have basic, if you got pretty basic tools, you can build it with hand tools. I've done it before, back before, you had plugs in your truck that you could drive your truck out to the woods and plug a skill saw in. Before you could do that, I built in with hand tools. So it's nothing crazy. The only thing that you'll need is if you're going to put it in actually up in a tree, you're going to need to buy some long spikes for the base, the floorboards to nail to the actual trees. Make sure you get some good long spikes. Don't try to put it in with like 12, 16 penny nails because it's going to come out. You'll have to spend a little bit of money on some longer spikes. But if you want to build a platform, which I have done this several times, there's a couple things you can do. You can get used telephone poles, fairly inexpensive.
Where do you get used telephone poles at?
Just contact like NES in Nashville, NES. They sell them.
Oh.
A lot of people build pole barns out of them. So after they cut them down and drag them off, they throw them in a yard, and you can actually buy them. Like I said, fairly inexpensively. The other thing you can buy is you can just use any treated posts. 4x4 treated posts work fine. I've done them with 4x4 treated posts. And you just dig a hole, set it in concrete, put your platform on top of it once the concrete dries. As far as the telephone poles, you can, because they're creosote, you can literally just stick them right in the ground, pack them in. I still recommend putting some Quickcrete in there, Sackcrete, whatever, if you're going to build your own platform like that. And then, of course, you can always just buy a metal platform or scaffolding.
You can get you can get those elevator brackets, and you don't have to dig holes that way.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Because I'm all about not digging holes.
Yeah.
Plus, it makes your blind more portable that way too. You can move it, but it's still going to be sturdy as all get out. Those like easy towers, elevator brackets. There's different names for them.
Yeah. And it doesn't. It really, honestly, doesn't matter. Whatever you can afford, whatever your skill level you can. You have the skill level to make, use, manufacture, buy, whatever. It doesn't really matter. So, the thing about it is you just want to have something that is going to keep you out of the weather and keep you in your stand all day. And keep you concealed from the game. And that's kind of pretty much it. I mean, like I said, you can go online. There's a million pictures of them. That's what we used to do. We used to just like look at pictures of them and be like,
I can build that.
I can see how to make that.
I can build that. Yeah. And there's a bazillion YouTube videos out there too that can give you some tips and tricks, some good ideas. But yeah, I mean, that's it. Everybody's a little different. Everybody's probably got access to different types of materials, but pretty much anything. I've seen people make blinds out of those gigantic water storage tanks. Those white plastic. I don't know how many 300-gallon thing. They've made blinds out of
those big white cubes. Yeah, I've seen some of those made out of that. Yeah.
Yeah. There's people made them out of that. Just anything, your imagination is your limit. But again, you want it to be functional. You want it to be practical. I've seen some of these pictures online. I don't have any right here right now, but people have turned like old vehicles, old rusted vehicles sitting in their backyard, lifted them up and made blinds out of buses, old school buses. And
I hunted in West Virginia one time, Artie, and I was in half of a single wide trailer on just like stuck on the side of this mountain. They had literally, I'm not shitting you, they had cut a single wide trailer in half, boarded up the hole in the side.
Love it.
And had drug half of the trailer to the other side of the mountain. So there was half a trailer on one side and half a trailer on the other side. And they were both, that's where you hunted out of.
I love it.
Oh yeah, they were full of mice.
Full of all kinds, I'm sure everything.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, so just a couple just little things you want to keep in mind. When you're in your blind, as you move around, you bump into stuff, you bang into stuff, your gun slides a little bit, you put your water bottle down, whatever. You're firing up your heater. When you're inside that box, sound echoes. And sound will alert deer as, more so even than scent sometimes. So what I typically tell people is you want to pad the walls and the floor with some sort of carpeting or padding or whatever. I've used old carpet that we found on the side of the road driving around it. Someone had pulled out of their house.
Yeah.
We've used the fake green grass stuff, like outdoor carpeting. One time we went to Goodwill and bought a couple like old rugs, like floor, Persian rug, not Persian rugs, but like
sure,
cheap like rugs at Goodwill.
Throw rugs,
and we just cut them to fit. So there you can go buy brand new, acoustic if you want to, like that they put in sound studios. I've seen
styrofoam
that have, styrofoam. I mean, anything that's going to absorb sound and pad if you bump into it.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. Also, you want a dark color on the inside of the blind. So you're going to be wearing something dark. You're going to be a shadow inside that blind. So if you don't do something on the inside and you just got white wood behind you, you're going to profile. All your movement is going to be very easy to see when something's looking up into that blind. So I always recommend a darker interior for sure. The outside, like I said, I've just painted the whole thing's black. I've painted them camo. I've hung burlap on them. I've put camo material on them. I've done lots of different things. Painting them makes them last longer. So that's why I typically usually paint, and paint's not, buy cheap paint, don't buy expensive paint.
Yeah.
And so painting usually is kind of the cheapest way to go about it if you want to go buy a bunch of camo burlap and hang on there.
Yeah, a good tip there is if you know like a painting company, if you got a painting company that's there, and maybe even Lowe's, I don't know, you go there and ask them if they've got any like paint they're going to discard, and just go get that, or stain's a good one too. You could stain it. And
but staining that's too much. That's too much for me. That's too much work.
I mean,
I'm putting some old house paint on it.
Dip a rag in the stain and rub it on there. If I've got several cans of stain sitting out there that's not doing anybody any good, so we could use that stain. It's just
for sure. I mean, like I said, if you got it, use it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got leftover stuff, or you want to go to one of these paint stores or Lowe's or Home Depot or somewhere like that. Even I don't know, Walmart. Some Walmarts, they've got
and if you
paint
guys
they're going to discard. See if they'll give it to you.
I don't know the legality to this, but a lot of my tree stands in the past were built from construction dumpster diving. So you can get a lot of good materials out of dumpsters at construction sites.
If you got a good buddy who's in the construction business, that will drop you off some
for sure.
Jerry Black.
It's but seriously, I mean, you can raid the dumpsters at the construction sites. You can find all kinds of scrap material. You can build these things really cheap. I mean, especially with construction material prices the way they are right now. It's crazy.
They're through the roof.
But where you're going to spend money on, unfortunately, is nails and screws. You usually don't find those laying around at construction sites. So that's something you're going to have to spend a little money on.
I recommend screws instead of nails.
Absolutely.
You're going to get less squeak. You're going to get tighter fits with the screws than with the nails.
Yep, decking screws work the best. That's what I've built most of mine with. But back in the day, we also just hammered them up with nails. You have to do yearly maintenance and check all the joints and hammer them back together and stuff like that. But screws
you got a bunch of you got a bunch of nails. Use nails, but I'm just saying, it's better to use the screws if you got access to them and you want it to be more quiet.
Absolutely, that's definitely the way to do it.
And I've got access to a barrel full of nails.
You have a keg of nails.
I've got a keg of nails.
Yeah, you do.
I still got to go
We're pick those up. We're going to build it with that keg of nails at your granny's house.
We're just going to elevate it on the keg of nails. That's
what we're going
to build it on top of that. That's our elevation device.
Well, we're gonna definitely build one elevated tree stand, and we're gonna repair one ground blind that's been there for a while. We're gonna do some updates to that.
It's a one person, definitely. It's not even 4x4.
Oh,
It's
it's
small.
Yeah, it's real small, but it's nice. It served its purpose for many years. It just needs a new floor and a new roof.
Yep. We'll fix her up, and we'll put that one back in service, and we might have enough material to build another one too.
Yep. So if we've got enough OSB left over, might even make a third one. So, and that is, of course, when you're talking about stands and blinds, options are a very big thing. Again, obviously you get what you can afford. I don't want anybody to feel like they have to have some kind of special thing to hunt and take advantage of, the outdoors and our right in this country to be able to go out and harvest wild game. I don't want to feel like you have to spend all this money. But if you've got the money or you've got the know-how, having multiple options is always ideal for weather, for types of hunting, for seasons, wind directions. So having different options, deer move differently at the beginning of the season. They move in different places at the end of the season. They move in different places during the rut, wind direction. So putting out as many options for you to hunt as possible is always my suggestion.
A blind is going to help you enjoy and make the hunting season last longer.
Absolutely. And your time in the woods, you'll be more comfortable. Like, right. It's hard to sit in a 15-foot ladder stand for a full day hunt. Yeah. I mean, I've done it when I was younger. I don't do that shit anymore. I don't sit in ladder stands for a full day. I'll sit in a ground blind all day. I'll sit in a nice, elevated, box blind. But yeah, I'm not sitting in a climber or a ladder stand for an entire day anymore.
No, definitely not.
So it's definitely a lot more comfortable, especially in the winter months. And I know a lot of your listeners live in areas that it gets real damn cold. So you can insulate these things as much as you feel necessary. The good thing about having windows that open and close solid instead of just leaving it open all the time is that you can close certain windows when the wind is blowing in different directions to try to keep it warmer. You get you a little heater buddy, those little gas heaters. Those are fantastic, and those will. I mean, I've had
be careful with
cold,
those though.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure you've got make sure you're not fully have all the windows closed and running that thing. You'll die from carbon monoxide poisoning. But actually, they actually make ones that are indoor safe now.
They do.
You can actually buy. Heater Buddy makes a couple that are indoor safe now. So if you had a completely enclosed blind, you could actually get one of those. But like I said, you can make yourself real comfortable inside one of these blinds, even in very cold temperatures. So just make sure it's closed in, fill in the gaps and the holes. If you want to insulate it, but definitely pad it. Put something on the floor, 100% put something on the floor, on the walls if you can, on the ceiling if you can, just to eliminate, little noises from moving around. I made a toilet and put in one time. That was really sweet.
A toilet? like a shitter?
No, like a pisser, not a shitter.
Oh, okay.
But what we did was, if anybody remembers 3-liter soda bottles, back when 3 liters were a thing.
Yeah.
You remember those, don't you, Marty?
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't do them anymore. But back in the day, they used to make 3 liters instead of 2-liter soda bottles. What we did is we took one of those, cut the top of it off, took some old hose, put it inside, duct taped it down, ran the hose through a hole in the floor in the back corner of the hut. We used to call one of our tree stands, we called it the hut. And ran it down. I buried the hose in the ground with a bunch of rocks and sand so that the piss would drain, and buried it. And then you could just take a whiz in that inside that 3-liter bottle. It would run down in the hose, and we kept like a gallon jug of just water, and then you just chased it down with a little regular clean water to keep it from smelling.
So it's like, here's a 3-liter bottle of Dr. Pepper from Walmart.
Really? They still make them?
It says it's out of stock.
Okay. But you know what I'm talking about. I mean, you could use a 2-liter. It doesn't matter. use whatever you want. You probably use a milk
Use a
jug,
gallon
whatever,
jug, yeah, milk jug.
it doesn't matter. But that's
different
one
things
thing
you
that
could
we
use.
did, and it was sweet. You know, this was
Or
in our teenage years.
just turn a porta potty into a blind.
Oh, I've seen somebody turn a porta potty into a hunting blind before. I saw that online one time.
That's what this looks like.
Picture
Right
of a
here.
guy who'd done that.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. But that's, again, like I said, your imagination is the only thing holding you back on these things.
Yep.
So, get on the internet, Google, get some ideas, see what you got lying around your backyard. You never know what you might
In
be
your
able to
shed,
repurpose.
in your neighbor's shed, at your granny's house, whatever, you know.
Hit up the neighbors.
What did the lead heads had to say about this topic, Marty?
Well, let's do that. Let's go to our listener questions here. The Instagrams. Going to my phone here. All right. So this says Sack Archer. It says, so years ago, I went hunting with a friend on his property in northern Oklahoma. I'm going to have to put my glasses on.
Holy shit, you finally got glasses.
I got readers, dude.
Oh.
They're just readers. That's all I need. I see perfect.
Yeah, with your glasses on.
Up close. All right. In northern Oklahoma, his blind was elevated on telephone poles, which is what you were talking about 20 feet to the floor, and was essentially a house on stilts, 15 by 15. Yeah, that's a big one.
Nice.
With PVC piss tube
There
in
you
one
go,
corner.
see?
And a kerosene heater in the middle. You could see 400 yards in every direction and overlooked a creek. Took all the fun out of the job, but stocked the freezer in a hurry. I prefer my method where I sit in a natural cover on a pond dam. Simple, free, and I also duck hunt at the same time as I deer hunt. If I get real bored, I'll do a little fishing while I'm sitting there as well. I mean, that's a good way to
That's what I'm
maximize
talking
your time, definitely. Also, did I
Absolutely.
mention I hate heights after falling out of a tree stand about 25 feet years ago?
Ooh, that's why you wear your harness, people.
Yes. He says, I also have a friend that literally drags a single wide mobile home into the middle of a bean field to hunt out of every year in northern Missouri. Also, the pond dam worked pretty slick last year. 4 deer processed and in freezer in 3 days. Then ducks and a few crappie to boot. Man, he got all kinds of stuff on that one hunt.
We need
Oh,
to
wow.
go hang out with this dude.
All while wearing blaze orange to stay legal. A flannel and a pair of blue jeans. I'm sorry these guys and their camo scent free stuff cracked me up for rifle season. My old man has killed more deer in blue jeans smoking a Marlboro than most.
And that is what I was talking about earlier when I said all that scent, all that stuff, it don't mean anything. All you got to do is have the wind in the right direction.
That's right.
Deer don't see color. All you got to do is just break up your pattern. And you don't have to get fancy. You don't have to spend all this money. I like spending money because I'm a gear. We can't say fag anymore, can we?
Gear queer?
Yeah, gear queer. Maybe
Say
that's
gear
better.
queer. You're queer for gear. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a gear queer, so I like to get all that stuff. But trust me, when I was younger, when I was a kid and we didn't have no money, I didn't have any of that stuff. We hunted in the same clothes we worked in the fields with, and and that's just how it was. And we hunted from the ground, with shotguns. We hunted up in trees.
Yeah.
We did whatever
I've never
it takes.
used scent. I've never used it. Let's see. Austin Whalen. Money be damned. I would get a camper trailer, paint it, put it on stilts, run electricity and plumbing, and you could live there all hunting season. Maybe even engineer it to have the legs fold up so you could just hitch it up and drive away. There
That's
you go.
nice.
I bet somebody's got something like that already.
Oh, I know people that do have stuff like that.
I bet that exists.
Oh yeah, that's just it, man. Like you can be a successful hunter as simple or as crazy as you want to be, man. It's the deer are there.
Your only limitation is your imagination in your pocketbook,
Absolutely.
man. That's
it. That's it. So do whatever you need to do that gets you in the woods. Do it, and you can be successful.
Let's do a screen share on this because we got some pictures on Facebook that people have sent.
Nice.
Start sharing. You seeing that?
Yep, there we go.
Okay. So let's see. David Jordan. My ground blind that I built last year, fully insulated, tinted plexiglass, metal roof, and T11 stained siding. See, he used stain.
Nice. Yeah.
Got the pitch roof like that.
Yeah. Put it up on some concrete blocks.
Yeah. Now I wouldn't really
Just
call
a
that
box.
elevated though. I mean that's just ground.
No, he said it's a ground blind. I'm just
Yeah.
saying he's got it up, keep it up off the ground so it doesn't rot away.
It's got some nice window. I wonder if they look like they open. Looks like,
Oh, I mean, I assume
They would
they'd
have
open. I
to.
don't think he shoots holes through the plexiglass.
well, you'd hope.
Never know.
Unless he's
People are crazy.
just shooting pictures. There's an office chair. A lot of people use these office chairs because they're on rollers and it's easy to slide around. And if you're going to use
Spin,
those,
and
you
they're-
definitely
and they're
want
cheap.
carpet. Yeah, you can find those at the dump, all the time.
Yeah.
You can get those. I've got one for us, by the way, at my mom's
Excellent.
house.
I got one in my attic too.
And then he's not painted that, so you would recommend that he paint this black on the inside?
I mean, it doesn't have to be black. I personally recommend it's being a dark color on the
Yeah.
inside, but that's just me. It just keeps the motion from
And
inside stand.
what about
But he also
window-
said he's got tinted windows,
Yeah,
so it's probably not as big of a deal.
yeah. But let's talk about windows. This brings up a good question here too. Why are most windows little small slits? Why not have a bigger window?
I don't know. That's just what people do, I guess, to limit the amount of movement deer can see when you're inside your blind. But for me, I leave
I would have a
three
bigger
sides
window.
completely open on all three sides if I want it. I like to make mine so I can close and open each side.
Yeah,
But
I would have bigger
that-
windows.
yeah,
Taller.
me too. I would for sure.
Taller.
But also maybe those are only 3 shooting lanes. He's only got shooting lanes that big, and that's the only safe direction he can shoot in. So who cares? But I just like to be able to see more area around me if there's
Yeah.
deer coming in.
Yeah.
This thing looks interesting. What's going on here?
So Nathan Love
Oh, I remember old Nathan Love.
Yeah, Frontier Tactical. I hadn't heard from him in
Yeah, man.
forever. Says I'm building one similar to this.
Oh, Nate Love. Oh, yeah. So that's those
It's like a
cages
bunch of
from the water
animal
jugs.
cages.
No, that's the metal cages that those big plastic water jugs come in.
Oh, okay.
And I think on the top must be one of those water jugs.
It looks like a kennel, like a lion kennel. You put a lion in there. So, but they just stacked up a bunch of those and
Put some mill serp net on it.
yeah. I guess
a
up
great
here
idea.
is the blind itself. I guess it's
Yeah,
hidden.
that's a great freaking idea.
Not bad.
Love that.
Let's see. This is another one. Austin Whalen. We have a bluff along our camp area out at the ranch. We get deer, turkey, hogs, coyotes coming through the open spot down low. We want to get a blind set up along the bluff with a walkout deck. It'd be an awesome view and great blind. And I guess this is the ranch he's talking about. Rio Poco
nice.
Ranch.
Very nice.
Yeah, looks like you do some pretty good hunting out there. You have to invite us out there, Austin.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't be stingy with that land. Come on, son. Casey Loftus. I really like my summit climber for bow season and hunting new property. Once you know where you want a permanent stand blind, it's hard to beat an elevated shooting house. Agree? You can
Yep.
block your movement, cut down scent, and stay out of the weather. I have found that a 5x5 is a good size for hunting solo or even with a kid, much bigger, and you have to move a lot to get to the window. Much smaller, and it's crowded when my boys hunt with me. When I built S Blind, I built it 6 parts. Roof, floor, 3 walls with windows, and a wall with a door. I'll drag all these parts into the woods and assemble with a cordless drill. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Like that's what we were talking about earlier. It's like we could build the sections here, and then when we get there, we can assemble them. Be a lot
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what we'll
a
do.
lot easier, a lot cooler too.
Yeah.
And
And we can jump in the pool if we get overheated.
Says he used a 1x4 plexiglass and a wood frame with hinges for windows. It's about 37 inches off the floor. I haven't ever insulated it, but on the coldest, he's from Tennessee, so
Yeah.
a little buddy heater keeps it comfortable. There you go. Talking about those earlier. Corey Brown, I have plans, to make a ground blind that looks like a hay bale. We just talked about that earlier. Really big bale, and even incorporate a beer can solar heater into the roof. I guess that's what he's.
Nice.
Yeah, that's going to be a nice one. You have to invite us
Yeah.
out. We'll all wear our Talking Lead shirts, Corey, and go to the Derby. You have to take us to the Derby.
Shit, yeah, man. Demolition derby.
Cody Burnett. This was like spam.
Yeah.
Ammo shortage is coming, and I purchased some ammo at Real Ammo. I mean, maybe he's helping the lead heads out. Maybe there's a good place to get ammo right there. I don't know. But yeah, that's a solar. I didn't think about that. That's a pretty good idea. It's a little,
just be rolling.
It's a little much
Keep
though.
the phone charged up. Keep a little electric heat.
Yeah. Watch a little Netflix while we're waiting on the deer to come in.
Waiting on the deer to come out. Watch a little Netflix.
Yeah. What's that hunter's name? That guy, he's got the big popular TV show.
Oh, no, there's bunches
The
of
Meat
them, buddy.
Eater. What's his name? Meat Eater, something like that.
Oh yeah, Ronaldo. I love him.
Yeah,
Meat Eater, dude. His shows, I love his stuff.
We watch
Steve
that.
Ronaldo.
Learn how to field dress a deer before we shoot it.
I know how to do it.
All right. I guess that's it. So, and here's the picture that I put up.
Cool.
Posted on there some different ones. What was cool is these guys took a pontoon boat.
Pontoon. Oh yeah, made a blind out of pontoon boat.
Yeah,
Duck under.
duck
Do
blind.
that.
Yeah. And then we didn't talk about just natural ground blinds too. So you don't even have to go and buy stuff. You can just use what you find laying around in the woods and make you a nice ground blind.
Yeah, just like our homeboy sitting on his pond dam.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't have to. You don't, like I said. Whatever gets you out in the woods, you don't have to spend a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Buy your license, buy your tags, get you a gun, and whatever you got that's warm, put it on and go out and hunt.
Couple of bullets, you're set. Here's what I was talking about. This looks like took an old ice cream truck and put it up and made a blind.
People get crazy, man. I mean, think about it. It's redneck engineering at its finest.
Right. So very good, very good. Andrew, thank you so much for taking part.
It was loads of fun.
I guess we'll do some video and of when we start building this thing. We'll do some videos.
Yeah, man. Make some videos. Post some photos up.
Should give some people some laughs.
It's definitely gonna get some laughs
of us doing this. But I'm looking forward to hunting season this year. We got to go get our cameras back up and get the feeder, change the battery out in the feeder. I went out there the other day and we're getting it cut soon too. I think in the next 2 weeks they're coming out to cut.
Your cousin gonna mow it again?
No, I got another guy.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just let me know.
And we'll be ready. I figure after he cuts it, then we'll go out and we'll build them.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan right there.
That'd be the best time to do it. But Leadheads, that's it. If you've got additions to what we talked about, maybe tell us how you've in the past or you plan on building your blind. That'd be great. If you're a deer hunter, you're a duck hunter, or whatever you're hunting, let's hear from you. TalkingLead@gmail.com, and just put in the subject line there what it's about. And if you got just questions or comments for me in general, talkinglead@gmail.com. You want to nominate a jackwagon or Leadhead Brigade hero, talkinglead@gmail.com. And as you know, periodically I will make posts before we record a show like I did on this one, kind of give you an idea what we're going to be talking about. Participate in that because a lot of times we will give away sweet swag. Like today, our winner is Corey Brown. He did above and beyond participating. He sent me a picture of him out showing his lead-headedness, supporting the Leadhead Brigade at the local derby there. And then he also made some comments on the deer blind there too. So Corey, shoot me an email, talkinglead@gmail.com. I'm going to hook you up with some cool Talking Lead swag. I don't know if it's legal. I don't know where you're at, but if it's legal where you're at, we'll get you one of these Leadhead Brigade 30-round magazines from Mission First Tactical. Got some patches, got some cool stuff I'll hook you up with. But we've got the AK Corner coming up next month. What is this, July? So August edition of the AK Corner coming up. We'll have a lot of cool giveaways for that. Haven't quite solidified what the topic is going to be. I got a couple of different things that we're tossing around. Just depends on the guest, when we can get them and whatnot. Andrew might be joining us for that one. He hasn't been on an AK Corner in a minute, have you?
No, it has been a while. I think the last one I was on was when we talked about markings. With, of course, with
the factory
Brian
markings
and Factory 47. Yeah.
Yeah, the factory mark. So the last one we did, you would have enjoyed it. We talked about trench art.
Yeah.
We did in the carvings that they do on the wood and stocks and things like that of their AKs.
Oh yeah,
it was a pretty good episode. If you guys didn't get an opportunity, make sure you go back, check that episode out. We had James with Factory 47 on. We had Brian with Occam Defense, and then James had one of his friends on, Tony, and we learned a lot on that episode. It was a good episode, fun episode. So make sure you check those out, and then support those that make this show possible. All our sponsors, Mission First Tactical. Check them out, missionfirsttactical.com. And I'm going to do this while we're talking about everybody, Andrew. This is Mission First Tactical's website. You just go there. They've got your furniture for your firearms. They've got the butt stocks. They've got the grips. They've got the magazines. They've got the dump trays. They've got the holsters. They've even got their apparel's pretty cool. They got some cool T-shirts and things like that you guys can get from them as well. Mission First Tactical, and you use that code LEADHEAD, you're going to get 20% off anything that's not already on sale or marked down on Mission First Tactical. They've even got the CS spray there too. They do CS spray, pepper spray, OC, whatever you call it. It's got 50 different names, but they've got it there. Seal 1 for your clean, lube, and protect needs. Seal 1 has got you covered. And seal1.net is where I've been sending you guys, and that website, they're revamping it. It's not been working for a minute. But if you go to seal1.com, which is right here, this site is working. And if you go to the Buy Now, you click there, and that'll take you to where you can actually order each product here. And there's the kit that I like to get, and that's the one we give away on the AK Corner. It's got the paste, it's got the liquid, it's got the pre-soaked pads in there, bore cleaning pads, brush, and a rag. Complete kit for $32. You'll get 25% off if you use the code LEADHEAD on any of these products. And then the aerosol, I like the aerosol too. I've got it right here. I
can't see you again, Marty.
I always like a little spray. You can't see me again. And then we've got Nemo Arms. You go to nemoarms.com. They've got rifles. They've got pistols. They've got shotguns. They got suppressors. This is high-end firearms weaponry here at Nemo Arms. These guys make top quality products. As you can see from the prices here, these aren't for you beginners. This is for somebody who wants really high-end, high-quality firearms. They're shotguns. I've said it before. They're heirloom quality on their shotguns. They're very nice.
Very, very nice over and unders they make.
Yeah, very nice shotguns. But we're going to help you out with that with the discount code LEADHEAD. Nope, it's TL10. Sorry. Here, use TL10 at Nemo Arms. You're going to get 10% off any of their products. That's including the firearms. They even do cans. Good. They make suppressors also. So go check them out.
Nice.
NemoArms.com. And then ASP USA is having a giveaway. $500 worth of stuff. I made a post on Instagram, and I don't think I got Instagram up here. Let me pull it up and show you guys what this looks like. If you go to my post on Instagram, it's got a picture of a flashlight, which I've got right here. They've got their pepper spray, their OC spray, a patch, a red gun, which I've got one back there behind me. $500 worth of stuff, and it's all listed right there. Tactical case light, EDC light. You get a key defender, OC key defender. That's the spray. The red gun, the M17. It's got the detachable magazines that you can practice your reloads. All kinds of nice stuff there. I've got a link there up in my bio. You can go and enter that giveaway there. I'll put one up on the website too. I just don't have it up yet. But wanted you guys to be aware of that was going on too. ASP USA. And if you go there, you use the code LEADHEAD, all caps, you're going to get 15% off any of your purchases at asp-usa.com. And I think that's everybody. Kel-Tec, again, don't forget where we're going to be, Andrew. We're going to be at Kel-Tec's booth. Sentry going to be there? Y'all going to be set up at NRA?
Of course, buddy. I'll be if you guys want to come see me in this glorious mustache, I'll be in the Sentry booth all weekend. Hopefully be able to sneak out and hop on the show. Maybe me and Jason will come and hop on the show for a little bit and talk about some of our new products while we're there.
Yeah, that'd be great. We'd love for you guys to come by.
I'm sure we can carve out 30 minutes.
Since you don't sponsor the AK Corner anymore.
Hey, I have nothing to do with that.
I know. But
and
yeah.
I personally will always sponsor the AK Corner.
There you go. And make sure you tell Andrew happy birthday. It's going to be his birthday during NRA. So go wish Andrew a happy birthday. A happy early birthday, Drew. But yeah, Kel-Tec, go check them out. Show them all the love on the social medias. Let them know how much you appreciate them. Making it possible for us to go and bring you all the cool stuff at these events like NRA and have awesome companies like Andrew, Century Arms come and tell us all the latest and greatest and bring it to you. Probably do some live videos while we're there too. And we're giving away from IWI US a Galil Ace, baby, at the NRA. I haven't come up with how you guys can enter that yet, but I'm coming up with some stuff. I'll have it here soon. I'll shoot out all the details so you don't miss out on it. Give everybody an opportunity to win that Galil Ace. And even I get to enter it.
Screw you.
Okay, I don't. Damn it. But it would be fun.
No, absolutely. Galil Aces are cool.
So me and Andrew are going to tear up Nashville tomorrow night. We're going to go see the goddamn Gallows. That's who you're listening to as we're exiting out right here. This is Load Your Guns by the goddamn Gallows. That's the bumper exit music that I use on most of the time. If it's not that one, it's, what's that Trails song? Dusty Trails?
Yeah.
When I hit that, dusty trail.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
The goddamn Gallows, they're awesome. You don't know them, you need to. You need to get a little GD in your life.
Yeah.
So until then, leadheads, as always, keep your loved ones close.
And your firearms closer.
And your hunting blinds insulated.
There you go. If it's cold.
If it's cold. But definitely soundproof.
Oh, yeah.
Outtakes.
Charlie Tango Tea Kettle Barbecue. How you doing today, Marty? You excited about going to see the Gallows tomorrow night?
I am.
I think it's going to be good. You've never been to Springwater Supper Club, have you?
I don't think I have.
It is a
Springwater
dump.
Supper Club?
So it's called Springwater Supper Club. It's a dump.
Nice. I would expect nothing less from the Gallows.
Yeah, it's the perfect place to see the Gallows.
Looking forward to it. Yeah.
Well, that sounds just joyful. Excuse
do
me.
There's no excuse for you.
No shit. You know what? There's definitely no excuse for it. It's mustache.
That mustache is just unruly, son.
I fucking love it. And I just had it cleaned up, dude. Like, it was like almost, it was down touching my bottom lip. It was so raggedy.
You need to let it go down further.
Well, joking about the frosted tips, it's basically white from here all the way down.
Oh, we need to get you some.
It looks
hair
weird.
club
That's
for
why I
men.
trimmed. I need to trim it. I'm probably gonna trim it a little more. Yeah, see how just freaking gray right there.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's gray all the way down.
I could probably. I probably could have one of those if I shave.
Oh
it.
yeah, for
But I
sure,
don't-
Marty.
I don't
Sure,
want
you
one
get
of
a
those.
gnarly mustache.
I don't like them. I'm just going to go with the
Yeah,
beard.
I'm. So I've had this now for what do you think? Like 2 months? You think?
2 months.
Something
You've had
like
it
that.
longer than that, dude.
You think?
Yeah, you had it for at least 3. Didn't you have it at the Iraq vet thingy?
Oh yeah, that was a while ago. That's right when I cut it. I cut it right before the IV-88 thing.
That's been several months ago.
Shit. Yeah, I'm not much longer for this world.
You're not much longer for this world.
This mustache.
Oh,
I mean,
the
it's just I don't like. The reason I've had a beard for 20 years, Marty, is not because I give a shit about what it looks like, because I don't like shaving.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I mean that's why I've had a beard for 20 years. I got this mustache. I'm like, fuck.
Shaving's
now I
a
gotta
lot of
trim it
work,
and
man.
Shave it and clean it up and make it look nice.
Grooming is
Not
a lot of
interested.
work.
Yeah, I don't enjoy any of it.
Yeah, to heck with that.
Yeah, so the beard's coming back fairly soon.
It looks like
I'm trying to stick it out till NRA just to mess with people.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go like this to NRA, and
Yeah.
then I'm gonna lose all this at SHOT Show.
Perfect. Have 2 different looks. I like it.
2 different looks. Yeah,
Yeah, so I'll do this for NRA, then I'll grow my beard back for shot.
there you go. And I haven't cut my hair yet either. My hair's getting.
When are you leaving for NRA?
When?
Yeah, what
The
day?
2nd.
Second. Okay.
Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah, it's all good. I'm leaving on the 1st, but it's my birthday's on the 1st.
Oh yeah. That's
So
right. That's right.
we're all going out to dinner or do something on Wednesday night. But I'm sure we'll do a bunch of things the whole time. So
I did do some things to my internet service too, so it should be doing a lot better. I got a
yeah, sounds good.
new modem and an extender and all kinds of
Nice.
stuff.
So you can get some good Wi-Fi signal out the pool.
Out at the pool, baby, and I got speakers now too, so you don't have to bring your speaker.
You got you some speakers?
I did. They're awesome. Look,
Oh.
look, dude. They're tiny,
Talking about. Nice.
and you can.
I can't see you. Nice.
It's pretty crazy.
Hey,
Hey,
see if you're not sharing your screen, dude. Like maybe you forgot to turn your video back on.
no, it says
it?
it says it's doing. Here, I'll turn it off, and now I'll turn it back on.
There you are. You're back.
Did it work?
Yeah, now I can see you.
Okay. It's been on. Mine's been on the whole time. But here's the speaker,
Oh yeah, I've seen ones like that. That's dope.
and you can like sync this with the other one, and you can do stereo with them.
That's mine are supposed to work like that. I could never get that shit to work though.
Oh yeah, it works great. I've tried them out. All right, so
It's
let's
the
do
old
questions.
jam box.
Yeah, so it's like, see the difference
Yeah,
in the
that's nice,
size.
dude. That's cool. Are they waterproof?
Got 2 of them. Yeah, they're supposed to be.
Oh yeah, cool.
Take those when we go rafting.
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect.
All right, are we done?